First of all, Staffy, I want to come to you. A very painful way to lose it, my friend. Talk to me.
Um, it's just a game of football, you know. 1 minute I'm screaming saying Arsenal fans hold that. And what was it? 3 minutes later, 5 minutes later, whatever it was, I had to hold that. So listen, it's a painful game. It's a game of fine margins, and today it just wasn't on our side, and we have to accept defeat and move on. In terms of how the game went, um, we're in 2023, and I'm watching Johnny Evans coming on. You know, and it's just not good enough. It's not good enough. Listen, I can sit here and question Arsenal because they had a lot of the possession, but wasn't really doing much. But yet, when we got the possession of the ball, we were being very wasteful. Yet another big game. Bruno's just nowhere to be there. He's nowhere to help us. At 77% pass accuracy, it's just not good enough. I'm not gonna go through all the players because, to be very fair, most of them were shit in my opinion. I'm just gonna go through the ones that I want to thank. I want to thank Delo. I want to thank Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I want to thank Onana, and I want to thank Anthony because those four to me did what they could. The team's just not good enough. Rashford selfish. No comment. I'm not gonna curse anyone out. I'm just gonna say no comment. No comment. You can imagine what I want to say about them. That's up to you in your head. Rashford, no comment. Bruno, no comment. Casemiro had a decent game actually. I'm seeing people telling me, even you said that, Terry. Oh, but people wanted him sold. Yeah, well, guess what? He finally did his job today and dropped deeper than I was asking him the past few games. So he started being positionally aware compared to the first three games. He had a half decent game. Everyone else get in the bin. Um, Ten Hag, I don't know what you're doing bringing on Maguire and Evans, especially Evans. The minute I saw that change, we're bringing on Maguire and Evans, and I'm seeing Gabriel Jesus and Vieira coming on. And I just knew they were going to turn them over. The first chance that Jesus ran at Evans, he just cooked him. So the team is just not good enough. We went from wanting Kim Min Jae to having Johnny Evans coming on. We're closing out the game. For fuck's sake, we're closing out the game with Maguire and Evans. If I would have told anyone that in the summer, they would have thought I'm smoked. They'd be like, yo, Slappy, lay off the weed, bro. It's not good for you. What are you talking about? It's not going to happen. So it's just the team is not good enough. I'm deflated more than I'm angry. I'm not going to lie. I'm just deflated that we just went there for moments and we couldn't even take our moments. Hoyland looked like a spark. You know, he looked like a breath of fresh air. But even Rashford couldn't find him a couple of times. So there's a few positives to take from this. Just overall, it's not good enough. There's questions for the managers and for the managers, question for the players, question to the board that they're leaving us in a situation with injuries. We're having to bring on Maguire and Johnny Evans. It's just like the whole thing is just a mess. Arsenal deserved to win at the end of the day. I did predict that they were going to win. They didn't do it as impressive as they making it sound like it is. But listen, you picked up the 3 points, 3 goals at home. That's all that matters. They get to celebrate the win, and we just have to accept defeat and move on.
Fair enough. Cameron, I want to ask you, do you agree with what Staffy said there as a United fan, that like Rashford and the Bruno, so they didn't show up and were selfish and essentially cost us the game?
Yeah, they're bad. I'll say it. I know Staffy won't say it. They're trash. Rashford needs to now know that he's playing with a striker. I mean, that run that Hoyland made and Rashford didn't even look for him. Hurt my soul. Bruno was bad. I mean, I'm not going to talk about it. He was just so bad. Like, there wasn't one good thing he did really all game, which is very not like him. Normally I can find a positive for what he did in the game, but I can't in this one. Honestly, the only big positive for me was the fact that when Hoyland came on, we did look better. We looked like what you would kind of expect. I really want to know what's going on with Sancho, because that sucks not being able to see him come on, like not even on the bench. I didn't even realize he wasn't on the bench. Yeah, man, Delo, he played well. I can't hate on him. I normally do, but he played extremely well. Martinez was our best player before he went off. But this is it though. This is the second year symptom of United managers, right? They do really well the first year, and then the second year they come in and they don't get anything that they ask for. So people are coming for Eric Ten Hag. People forget that Eric Ten Hag's first choice to have backup and coverage was Kim Min Jae. That was very well. Everybody knew about it, and then we wanted Todibo. Didn't get him. A lot lays on the board for this one because when you see Evans come on, it's game over. And Maguire, it's over, right? At that point, if there's no chance of us winning the game. Only positive I take from this game, it's another game that Kai doesn't score, means I'm closer to that $100 that Jess is going to owe me at the end of the season. So that's it. Yeah, but I just wanted to pop on quickly. I'm out in here in Hollywood. I always get sent for when I don't pop on stream after we win because I have a life. But I'm out in Hollywood. I'm showing my face. We got cooked. I'm a pop off. I don't need to listen to Souls give it to me on stream. So
I hear you there, mate. I appreciate you coming on and having your say. Yeah, look, it's interesting how people view the game. Listen, I get the Bruno conversations. I actually felt, I think I tweeted it, when Hoyler made that run through the middle, I felt he overran and he took the passing angle off. That's what first thing I shouted, stop running, slow your run down, cut back, because the defenders will stop and then there's a space for it to be passed into. That's what I thought we had to do. Outside of that, I didn't think personally Rashford had too bad a game, but again, everyone views the matches fairly differently. Obviously scored our goal. I thought he actually worked a lot harder today defensively than he normally does, helping out and supporting. But Bruno, I absolutely get. Again, Anthony, brilliant defensively, but again, he can do nothing in the attack. So maybe, we look at things differently in that regard. We are going to come to the Arsenal fans on the show. KJ, from your point of view, you look about as stunned as I am.
Man, I was upset, man. I think from the moment that goal got disallowed, and again, I think rightfully so, offside, whether it be a whole distance or a millimeter, it is what it is. As soon as that goal got disallowed, I was saying to my dad, so guys, just keep your heads focused. Don't let this rock you. And it did. And it was the focus on the corner that shocked me the most. It's like, how has Declan Rice got all that time to get that shot off? And it just shows that we're not good enough over the whole game. Like it's great going up into the 94th minute, 96th minute, and looking like you can get a draw or potentially win. That's great, but at the end of the day, you have to get over the line. And mentality-wise, we're not there yet. Still, this happened last season at the Emirates again. We looked like it was going to hold on, and last minute goal, concentration just not there. So we're just not. Listen, it just is what it is. We're just not good enough. We're literally just we're not good enough right now. We was all hoping that we go up to another level. And we haven't for whatever reason for another. We got injuries to our centre backs now. The fact, I'm annoyed that Ten Hag brought on Evans and Maguire at the same time. I am, but the fact that they've got the option, the fact that's even an option for Man United to have Maguire and Evans as option, that is just ridiculous in itself. So it's crazy. It's crazy the position that we're in, where every time we have a new coach, we look like we're about to build something, and then for whatever reason, it just collapses again. And we're in for a long season. I feel like we can find out the correct form, but we've got to make some changes. Hoyland needs to be starting. Hoyland needs to be a starting striker. You can see that the Arsenal centre backs didn't like his physicality. Many centre backs won't like his physicality in the league. They're not really used to these kind of strikers at the moment. That's why I think Haaland's doing excellent. I think Hoyland can do well as well. Rashford, Bruno, they need to up their levels after good moments. Rashford's goal was great, but after that, his decision making was poor. And overall, as a team, we just need to have a better mentality. You can't concede 35 seconds after you open the scoring. You can't. Like, I don't care if you're playing Real Madrid. At least last 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Like, at least they'll give yourself a platform to actually build and potentially either win the game or see the game out with a draw. But overall, we're not good enough. Fair play to Arsenal. Declan Rice is an immense player. Great signing. They will be up there challenging for the league, in my opinion. They don't look good today, but it doesn't matter about today. If they can use this to build for the next couple of months going in and build up their confidence, then they'll be up there, innit? But yeah, we're not there, man. We're not good enough.
I totally hear you on that. Dizzy, you agreed? Is this just about Man United not being good enough, or do you think there's an element of misfortune in this as well? Like, what way do you? Because I'm seeing such a difference from people in the comments. So, like, what side of the fence do you sit on, mate?
So here's the thing. Here's a tough thing with United, and I've actually been really disheartened by what I've seen this season. We're not an elite club, bro. We're not. We don't come into big games moving like an elite club. We don't move like an elite club in the transfer market. We don't act like a big club manage like in the structural wise. There's nothing about United that is elite other than the name United. And we came into this game, the first half, I think it was okay on our end because we were holding a lot of possession, but the where we were holding possession was not indicative of a team that was trying to go and win the game. Yes, the second half we came out and we played a little bit better, but then the minute that you score, you concede immediately. That is not elite club mentality. The minute you get a goal disallowed, then you concede again. That is not elite club mentality. It's a shame, really. But I don't think we're competing for anything of any real merit this season. We're not challenging for the Prem. We're too far behind them already. We're far off the mark. The Champions League, you can forget about that. The FA Cup, maybe, and the Carabao Cup, maybe. But like you said, Terry, you asked a question maybe 2 weeks ago. I think you did a video. Is Man United season over? I think for the most part, it's more or less done just because we don't have anything that looks like we are going to win anything significant because we've had two challenges and we failed them both. That's just the top and the bottom of it, really. And you can pick players who's bad, who's good, who carried us today, who didn't. But at the end of the day, it's a team sport, and if your team can't carry you through, then you're screwed. And that's just the way that I see it, to be honest.
I hear you. Do you echo that sentiment, Sunshine?
Not necessarily, no. I just think it's typical post game stress when you get slapped by Arsenal 3-1, and you know all the factors that go into it. You're going to feel quite subdued, and I think we can be a bit over the top with the analysis. Don't agree with the Bruno situation for the simple fact that I could statistically easily prove that he was incredible in terms of being colossal in that first half. We didn't set out to go and create. We evidently. Mallow, I beg you get off, bro, because today's not the day for me and you fight me. I swear to God. No treats for you, big man. So, yeah, I mean, defensively, it's surprising to me, yeah, when people don't watch this guy. And I don't believe they watch him because they'll be able to pull out the same strings I'm pulling out right now. Defensively, the work rate my man put in terms of that second half, the clearances he made in terms of tracking back, even the flicked on header, the dangerous ball from Zinchenko flicks it out for a throw. Like, he was doing things that most midfielders won't do. He was playing the colossal role today. Now, don't get me wrong. His main job is to create, but I think as a whole team, we didn't go out there full throttle against Arsenal to go and start creating. We had to nullify them first. You do that every away game. You can't be naive to go, let's go play 10 hog balls straight away. No, you're going to get slapped. You have to kill the crowd down. You have to manage the emotion of the game. Did that very, very well today. There were certain issues that he had with some of the passes. If I can name 2 or 3 passes, that wasn't too great of, but I expect that from creators. Doesn't mean it's right, but it's an expectation. So I don't think he had an incredible game, but he definitely didn't. He's not a name that you should be putting forward first to go. He was dreadful. I have to give credit to Arsenal first and foremost because I think the game could have gone either way. It could have been a win. It could have been a loss for them. And I think, again, one of the teams showed that they deserved it a little bit more. The decisions, I'm with you, Terry, the penalty. First saw even tweet straight away, so that's a penalty straight away. When I watched the replay, the initial challenge from Basaka did fuck all. It absolutely did nothing. Excuse the French, sorry. So it was by the letter of the law and visually, it wasn't a penalty. So I rescind that. The offside for Garnacho is crazy because I got humbled massively. I was there videoing, getting gassed, bro. Getting gassed. I even said in the video, I was like, I'm not even going to cut the video now because he's onside. They paused it, yeah. Bang on. Sky Sports, they paused it. I was like, see, he ain't even onside. It was that close. And then I was like, don't even try to show a different angle. And then it come up VAR offside. I was like, what? So my question straight away was, where are they drawing the lines from?
Trigonometry.
What? Pardon?
Trigonometry, bruv. It's trigonometry.
Yeah. I mean, if it's that close on the naked eye, that's when VAR is there for. So if it's offside, you have to accept it. Because for me, if this was back in the day, I don't think it gets given. So I'm not even going to argue that. So the last point I will make is the save. I'm just talking about the key areas in the game, I suppose. The save, De Gea saves that for me. And no one likes to mention his word because he gets triggered. It does keep 1,000. De Gea saves that for me and showed again why it's most definitely necessary.
Are you being serious now? Calling out De Gea and
bro,
Onana?
Did I cut you one time?
Are you being serious right now?
Did I cut you one time? Yes or no?
Because you can't be serious. Are you about to call out Onana?
Yes or no? Did I cut you one time,
Are you about to call out Onana?
Big man, I've not got time and energy for your efforts today, bro. I shut my mouth.
Because you're chatting shit, bro. You're chatting shit right now.
Shut your mouth.
I'm not shutting my mouth. You're
Shut your
talking
mouth.
absolute rubbish right now.
No one's talking to you.
You are talking rubbish right now.
No one's talking to you.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck who's not talking. I will
Don't
talk.
cut me in, bro. I never cut you one time.
So when you cut me off last time, you told me I'm chatting rubbish. You said I was talking rubbish. You don't want me to do it back to you.
Can I finish? Yes or no?
I mean, go ahead with your rubbish, bro. Go ahead.
Okay, shut up then we can have a conversation. Don't cut me up, bro, because I didn't cut you up, did I? Never once.
You did it last time, so you don't like it when it's done to you.
What do you mean? Last time?
What do I mean?
You're rambling on forever, bro.
Man. Yeah,
You're rambling on. I've literally had 30 seconds.
I'm just gonna say, I blame Declan Rice for this. But sorry, go on, Sunshine.
Safe. So
yeah,
more time. I'm thinking of it more time. You got to look at the angle of De Gea saves that for me because his reactionary saves are incredible, and I think you need that in a goalkeeper. Still, it's still important. Most modern fans will tell you that it's not important, but that's not, and that's in no way a slander on Onana. It's just that some attributes are necessary, some attributes are needed, and we didn't have that today. And I made the statement last season. I'll make it this season again as a prediction. I said we will concede more goals this season, but we will more time create more this season as well with Onana in. And I think that's happening. That's easily said. So if Staffy now wants to respond, that's no problem.
Well, Staffy, let me just jump in for a second because it was a question that the super chatters put in earlier. They said David De Gea, but does a top goalkeeper save that shot from Rice in your opinion, Staffy?
Yeah, on another day he should save that. I mean, it still had a deflection, but I'm not highlighting that Onana moment. When I look at what he gave us this whole game, the only reason we weren't even getting pressed all game is because we have him in goal. So to isolate one moment where we can argue, yes, De Gea maybe would have had better reactions and would have saved it, and ignoring everything that he gave it, the only reason we had the most possession in the first half is because we even had Onana in this team. If we had De Gea in this team, this game would have been like 70% possession. To highlight, because I feel like, Sunshine, you've been had this Onana thing since we signed him because you wanted a world-class striker.
Explain the Onana thing for me.
You kept saying that you would rather spend that money on a world-class striker over Onana. So you've been against the Onana signing from the beginning. Which is why when you say this,
I'm gonna prove you wrong. I'm gonna prove you wrong. You made a statement. I'm gonna prove you wrong. I'm gonna prove you wrong. I specifically said we need to get rid of De Gea. Multiple streams, multiple times. But your understanding of that statement was incorrect because all you heard was keep De Gea in. You didn't understand the basis of prioritizing based on budget. I spoke about budgeting as opposed to get rid of him. If we were Manchester City, and I'll say this one more time for 50th time, if we were Man City, I'm saying get rid of De Gea and go get me the keeper. So go get me the striker. That is not the situation. So again, your lack of understanding, that's on you, not me.
It's not a lack of understanding. You
yes,
said you would have rather no, because you said you would have rather spent that money on a striker.
Yes,
so from the beginning, you would have wanted a cheaper goalkeeper instead of Onana because you didn't think the goalkeeper was the priority.
I didn't say I wanted a cheaper. I never said I wanted a cheaper.
So if you're saying,
show me where I said that.
Okay, so
show
you're
me where
saying
I said that. Now you're tripping yourself up.
I am talking. No, let me
guy. Keep going. You're trying
to.
You
let me talk. If you want an answer, let me talk. You said put that money in a striker. We got an Onana. You said that money could have used him.
I never said about a cheap strike. I never said about a cheaper keeper. Did I say about a cheap keeper? Yes or no?
Honestly, let's just move on because I'm not even finishing my sentence, bro.
Because you're chatting shit. If you're gonna come with facts, I can't.
In your head, I'm explaining.
Well, don't give me ammo then. Don't give me ammo.
Boys. I'm going to interject. I'm going to interject at this point. I get emotions are high. I understand the frustration.